Okay, welcome to Recon Specialist TV. I am Padre, and sitting across from me today is our friend Andy.
Hey.
Say hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
See, and he's very humorous too. So we're gonna have that going for us. Reason I got Andy here is because Patrick isn't, because he's being lazy and he didn't want to fly in for just this game. You know, the 850 miles. Go figure. So Andy and I are going to be playing. Andy likes games as much as we do, so you're going to be seeing quite a bit of Andy because Patrick's just not going to fly in. I just don't get it. He's cheap that way. So what we're going to do today is play a round so that you guys can figure out how to play this game, and then once we play around with it. We're going to explain to you what we're doing step by step, and after that, we're going to kill the video because that's what we do. We don't want to give you too much information overload. Overlord? I'm thinking of an entirely different game. We don't want to give you information overload.
Overload.
Thank you, Andy. God bless America. Anyhow. And we will do another video where we actually play the whole game through to see if we are victorious against the Daleks or if they are victorious and, kill all of humanity, which would suck. But, with that, Andy, what's our first step? I've noticed we've set up the board here.
Okay, we've set up the board. We've set up the board for the first game, beginner's game. So there's a few dilemmas and time anomaly cards that have been removed. And in the regular game, you're also going to be having 4 time anomaly tokens instead of 3. This is set up to be a little bit easier for a first-time playthrough. And on the time anomaly cards and dilemma cards, there are a few keywords that we will ignore for this first round playthrough. So the first step, first player, which I get to do this time, is the prepare step. The prepare step is going to be getting 2 sonic screwdriver tokens. You get to add those to your board. Then, if I had any equipment that I did not want, I could discard equipment at this time to open up slots, and I could also discard companions at this time if I wanted to open up a slot to try to get a new companion. At this point in time also, if I had equipment, as I mentioned, I could pay the sonic screwdriver charge and apply them. I don't have any equipment with the 2 time alignment cards I started with. So, next will be the travel step. The Tardis die here gets control on where I'm going. So, if a Tardis comes up, you get to choose where you're going. For reference, if the question comes up, you're going to be doing the step a little differently. With the Tardis, I may either move to an existing time zone or draw a new one. I'm going to draw a new one for illustrative purposes. So, Ranscore Av Kalos Future, or the Suragnog? Yeah, okay. I'm not good with words. That's going to be a location that we can travel to. You have to set up dilemmas for that.
And these cards go face down.
And then I will move, I'm playing the yellow by the way, I will move the doctor to one of these locations. For reference, there's only 2 symbols versus 3 symbols. The future is going to be a little bit easier than the past on this. Yeah, they're both future. The Suragnog is going to be a little bit easier, so I'm going to move to that point. And that would be the travel phase. This dilemma gets flipped.
Well, so now you're going to have to roll a blue, a red, and 2 green die.
Well, the color of the die is simply which dice are more likely to have that. Okay. So the green have more runners on it than anything else. The red have more of the chevrons. The blue have more of the atomic symbol, I guess. Not really sure. You can have any color of die that you put down. They just have to have that face.
Okay, so you're looking for the faces, not necessarily the colors.
Correct. At this point in time, I will start the adventure phase. I have to go through this adventure. For this adventure phase, I can recruit a companion initially. To recruit a companion, I need to either discard a timey-wimey card or a sonic screwdriver. The sonic screwdriver tokens come in useful later, so I'm going to discard a Graham's Advice. And that allows me to draw a companion card. I'm not on Earth, obviously. To be on Earth, you'd have to be on the main board, so I have to draw an alien companion. And I get Leela. My two companions, Sarah Jane Smith and Leela, will add some dice. So, I've recruited a companion, and the challenge is simply going to be those 4 faces need to come up, and then I create the dice pool. You're going to start out with dice from the Doctor. Every one of the plus square symbols on one of your companions, your equipment, or Doctor card give you a die of that color. So the 4th Doctor starts with 4 black dice and a blue die. Sarah Jane Smith starts with a black die. And Leela, while with the 4th Doctor, who I happen to be playing, starts with a red die. At this point in time, you may change out a few of these dice based on some components here. On a companion card, you have a colored die without a plus on it. Each one of those allow you to change a black die for the die of that particular color. And if you have one that has 2 colors on it, such as this green and red, you're able to make your pick. Do you want to exchange it for a green or a red? When you look here, each of these are on a cardinal die color. Sarah Jane Smith, I can exchange 2 of these black dice for green. One is the solid green and one is the green and red, which gives me the 2 green, a red, and a blue. Leela, I can also exchange out one of the black die, well, 2 of the black die for red. I only need 1 of the red chevrons. I'd still like to have a slightly better chance of getting that, so I will be drawing it with Leela. At this time, we'll take a look at what we have. When we go to roll the dice, I'm going to be stuck with these dice. You have a maximum of 8. If your companions had assembled you above 8, you would need to reduce it so you only have 8.
Okay.
And if I feel I don't have a chance of succeeding at this, I can call the other Doctor for help.
Okay.
We won't this time.
Yeah, you got. It looks to me like you got pretty decent odds of getting the 4 faces that you need.
Right. So, I will roll the dice. And one of the nice mechanics here, like so many dice, or dice games, you can simply place the dice to cover up the chevron, or to cover up the squares that you need. And you can obviously see with my first roll, I achieve success. So, once that's done, you work to the finish step. And the finish, if you succeeded at the dilemma, this dilemma now gets discarded.
Because we've completed it. We're
Correct.
that good. Andy is a killing machine.
I gain the reward that is on that area.
Which?
So, move your Tardis forward 2 spaces. Gain 1 sonic charge token.
Okay. There you go.
So that takes me up to my 5. If there had been a Dalek on this location, we would remove one of those. So you need to go to the areas where the Daleks show up in order to remove them from the board to keep your game going.
Okay.
And when I drew Leela earlier on as a companion, you'll notice I placed her below the board so companion was still showing. She is a part-time until you succeed at the adventure that you're on. If I had not succeeded, I would be discarding her. I succeeded, so I can promote her to a full-time companion.
So basically, right now you have 2 girlfriends and I have none.
Yes.
Well, I have one.
Well, you've got Amy.
I got Amy Pond. Which
Yeah,
is
but she's
not-
pining for Rory, so.
Yeah, well, maybe Rory doesn't show up.
Yep.
Because
Now.
I'm a jealous doctor.
Yep. Now the question I have. Okay. And you'll go next. We moved on to a time anomaly token.
Okay, so now that you are on the time anomaly token, does that mean we have to draw a card?
I believe so. And that's what I was trying to check.
So, just for informational purposes, guys, if you are going to sleeve these decks in here, you're going to need 1, 2, 3 different size sleeve decks. And for the time anomaly cards, you're only going to need probably, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them?
There's another 3 in the box.
Okay, 8 of them. And so, yeah, find out maybe of your friends who's got these and just measure them out. In fact, you know what? I will measure one out here for you really quick just so you know what the sizes are of the time anomaly. I feel like I am... Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's any time the Dalek ship lands or moves through space containing a time anomaly. Draw the card.
so that's 120 millimeters by 80 for these cards. Okay, so we have drawn a time anomaly.
Nope.
No.
That's what I was just looking up. So the time anomalies are only triggered by the Dalek ship
Okay.
passing through the time anomaly spot.
Okay.
So at this point in time, I'm done. I return all of my dice. I stay where I traveled to, and it's Robert's turn.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do now
Is the prep stage to take 2 sonic screwdriver tokens, add them to your board.
2 sonic screwdrivers because you can never have enough sonic screwdrivers.
Well, you can't.
Okay, so there's my 4 there.
Now, do you have any equipment?
I do. I have the Doctor's Ring, which comes with Adventure. It's going to allow me to re-roll 2 black die.
So, if you want to equip that now, you can. Spend 2 sonic screwdrivers and you place it on your Tardis control board. You won't have to pay the 2 sonic screwdrivers again to use it.
So I'm going to put that into my equipment thing.
Okay? And then you got to pay 2 sonic screwdriver tokens to...
And then those go back into the pool.
Yep.
And I have spent my 2 sonic screwdrivers to get 2 sonic screwdrivers, which somehow makes me think that I came out even, but that dice roll might be helpful.
Yeah, it's a permanent dice roll.
So, here we go.
So then you would have the travel.
So, I have the travel, so I've got to take
The Tardis die.
the TARDIS die. Okay, let's see. Let's see where I'm going. I'm going...
Question. So a question mark means you cannot travel to one of the existing ones. You can't choose to travel to one of the existing ones. You have to draw a new one.
Okay, so I am going to draw this location. And I am going to Shada present or Shada past. The rewards for this is going to be to move my Tardis forward 3 spaces, draw 3 timey-wimey cards, and then I have to regenerate. Or I go to the past, I'm going to move my Tardis forward 2 spaces, draw 1 timey-wimey card. But, so let's put our dilemmas here. Because we don't know what dilemma that will befall us yet. But we're going to find out. Okay, so put the dilemma there and there. All right.
And then move your doctor figure to one of those areas, the past or the present.
I think we want to go here.
Probably for the early game, yes.
Yeah. That's the past. It's not going to give... But, wow, if we go here, we get more goodies.
Yes, but if you take a look, you're not going to be able to focus any blue dice, so you're going to be rolling simply black dice.
Yeah, let's go here.
And a green.
So that means we're going to look at the dilemma card next.
Yep.
All right. Ooh. Ouch. Painful. The Deadly Assassin. Time Breach. My dice pool is limited to 7
Nope.
die.
So, we mentioned earlier we're playing a simplified starter game, which the rules instruct. Time Breach is one of the things that you ignore with this quick starter game.
Oh.
The big thing there with the Deadly Assassin is that you have a fail criteria.
Right.
And if you fail the adventure, that happens.
I'm going to lose 3 sonic charge tokens, of which I only have 2. I get to move the Dalek ship forward 2 spaces. And that would be on Earth.
1,
1,
2.
2.
Yep.
All right, so let's hope we don't fail this. So.
Okay. First step, you may... hold on.
Okay.
You may recruit a companion if you wish. You have to discard either a timey-wimey card or a sonic screwdriver. Companions obviously add dice. So, beneficial.
Let's get... let's look for Rory, because I know he's linked here too.
Okay, and what? Actually, you're not on Earth. You can't look in the Earth companions for linked.
Oh, so I gotta find a...
So if you do, so what Robert's mentioning, some of these characters are linked. The 11th Doctor on the Doctor card itself says linked Amy Pond. So he started with Amy Pond. And then Amy Pond card itself says linked with Rory. If he were on Earth, he would be able to go through the Earth companion deck, find Rory, and recruit Rory. Because he's not on Earth, he can't use that feature. So you would be discarding that and drawing the top alien card.
All right, let's do that. Maybe we get a cool alien. Angstrom.
Angstrom.
So, I've got some really cool dice here. When you recruit Angstrom, I gotta take them down to here. When you recruit Angstrom, you may also recruit a random companion from any companion deck or any companion discard pile.
Okay.
So any deck means...
You could draw from one of these two. Now you can't do...
But I can't use Amy Pond's thing to say it's linked.
No, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, so...
So yeah, go ahead.
Let's go
search
find
for Rory.
Rory. Look at that.
And then just shuffle that deck again.
And then that gives us some blue dice ability here.
Yep.
Which is not bad. Thank you, Angstrom. Even if you do have really weird hair.
So now you would build your dice pool.
Okay. But we don't have to worry about the
We're
dice
not doing
pool
the
there.
time breach.
Okay, so 11th Doctor gets 4 black die.
All of the doctors start out with 4 black die and a blue die.
Okay, and 1 blue die. Okay. I will need...
Now, you also get 1 more blue die.
I get another blue die because of
Rory.
Rory.
And you get a green die
And I get
because of Amy.
I get a green die. And... While with the 11th Doctor, I can re-roll 1 green die. I don't get any more green die from him. Well, actually, I do.
No, you don't.
Switch out a black for
Right.
a green.
You don't get additional, but you may switch.
But we need to try and get these. We got, or I can try and get a red die, which has more of these and more of those.
Yeah, so with Amy Pond and with Angstrom, you can choose for each of them to trade out 1 of your black die. It's showing 2 green and 2 red.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be bad to, with one of them, take a red and with one of them, take a green.
Like so. And like so. So then we would have this. And that might be helpful for our odds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have done all of our dice pooling.
Now again, you could, if you want, if you feel you're not going to be successful, you can call upon me for help. But again, seems like you could be successful.
I think this would probably be a successful roll because I do have rerolls of certain dice. So I'm going to grab my dice, give them a good shake, and throw them down here. So I've got the 2 green that I wanted. I got the red that I wanted. I got the chevron that I wanted, but I did not get the light bulb.
Yes, you did.
Oh, there it is. And we have a successful roll,
Okay.
which is good.
So, that
This
gets
comes off
discarded.
and discarded.
You get the reward that's listed there.
Okay, so I'm going to get to move my TARDIS forward 2 spaces. Whoa, hey there, Doctor. How's it being old? And draw 1 timey-wimey card. Chinny. And that does my turn, I believe.
Yes, that's your turn.
Now comes the horrible part.
Now comes the Dalek turn.
Oh, and since I was successful,
Yes.
these guys
Promote those.
are now full time. They were probationary companions. Now I've upgraded them to being full time. So
Okay.
now
So-
we have to do the Daleks.
So the Dalek turn starts by advancing their ship 1 space.
Hate them.
Yep. Then you check to see if the Dalek ship has reached Gallifrey.
Which they haven't
Game
yet.
over, man.
Game over. Game over, man.
So don't have to worry about that. Or if there are 3 Dalek markers on Earth. Gotta be careful on that.
Nope.
Has the Doctor one? Nope.
No.
And if, for illustrative purposes, we had just moved the ship to here, then you would draw a time anomaly card.
And something tells me that's not a good thing.
And then you would play the requirements that it shows. So, move it back to here. And
So?
that's the end of round 1.
And that's an entire round 1 game. We should probably do 2 rounds.
Okay.
Let's do 2 rounds, and we'll get the smooth flow, and then we'll see what happens. So, all right, now the Daleks have
Okay.
gone. I loved him in Star Trek.
Look, it's R2-D2. I loved him in Star Trek. Okay.
That's a shirt that Andy owns that I'm quite jealous of.
Yeah. For my phase, prepare phase, I would normally grab 2 sonic screwdrivers, but there's a limit to 5 that you're able to hold. So we got 5.
So you're good there.
Yeah, and I forgot last time, Sarah Jane Smith, read your cards. While with the 3rd, 4th, or 10th Doctor, you may draw a timey-wimey card during your prepare stop.
Ooh.
Special delivery. Search the timey-wimey doctor and equipment, add it to your hand shuffle. Okay. Event finish. Then I'm not going to discard. I like having both of these companions. And I'll move right on to my travel phase.
All right. Move forward, good man. No.
Question. So, you need a decent sized table for this game. We're going to be adding another area.
With a dilemma and another dilemma.
2 dilemmas.
Now, how do we get rid of these? Is that by moving to here and taking care of both dilemmas?
By taking care of both dilemmas, you'll get rid of that area.
Okay.
Having the areas up doesn't really matter. It's going to give more areas for the Daleks to be spaced out on.
Stupid droids.
Yeah, pretty much. And I have to move to one of these 2 because I rolled the question mark on my die. Travel die. Let's see. Move your TARDIS forward 2 spaces, gain 1 sonic charge token. Or move your TARDIS forward 2 spaces, draw 2 timey-wimey cards. Odds are there's going to be 3 that have to be rolled there. I'm going to play it safe.
Okay.
And I'll go to the present.
So.
Lots of red die.
Ooh, evil, evil red die.
The brain of Morbius. If I fail, we regenerate. And either discard 2 companions or move the Dalek ship forward 3 spaces.
Not good.
Nope. Okay.
Because that would trigger the time anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't fail.
Yeah. So the beginning of this phase, I am going to discard a sonic screwdriver token because I've got 5 of them to draw a companion.
The companion is
Edric.
blue dice, which doesn't really.
No, it gives me a black die.
Oh yeah.
And don't forget the black die can be traded out for these.
The solid color.
Yep.
Yep.
And while with the 4th or 5th Doctor, you may draw a timey-wimey card during the prepare step, which I'm already past this round.
Okay. And you're with the 4th Doctor, which works out pretty darn well.
So I'll build my dice pool. 4 black die from the Doctor, 1 black die from Sarah Jane, and 1 black die from Adric. So that is 6 black die. And then 1 red die from Leela, because I'm with the 4th Doctor.
Right.
So I need 3 chevrons. I don't have a blue. Oh, I get a blue die from the Doctor. I do have a blue. Okay. So I can switch out a blue for Adric. And I can switch out 2 reds from Leela. So I'm going to get a blue from Adric, 2 reds from Leela. So I got 2 blue, reds, and I can do another red and another red from Sarah Jane.
Yeah, because you're going to need a fist.
No, there are no more red die. So that's it. So I can't switch out for those. Okay.
No.
So this is what I have. Now, an advantage that I have here, I need a fist. With Leela, I may change, I may use her ability to change a red face to a fist. So that's helpful. In Adric, I can change a black die to a light bulb.
And not to mention we have the sonic screwdriver, which comes in handy too.
Yep, you can exchange 2 to re-roll 1, or 3 to change the face.
To the symbol of your choice. All right.
Okay.
There's the fist.
So there's the fist.
There's 1 chevron.
There's 1 chevron. So I need a light bulb and 2 chevrons. Okay, didn't have any green dice. So, I will use Adric's ability. Actually, you're supposed to re-roll first. So I can do the re-rolls first. I can re-roll a red die for the Doctor. Just 1. And I don't have any green. I don't get to re-roll there. And Adric is a change. Yeah, so I get to re-roll 1 die.
Come on, chevrons. Chevron. 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 Chevron.
Chevron.
Okay, so now we're down.
Okay, so now we're down to the change the facing. So a fist, but I don't need it. Adric can change a black die, which I have 1 left, to a light bulb.
Okay.
And then I may discard 3 sonic screwdriver tokens.
To
change a die to a face of my choice.
Success!
So I squeak by.
Squeak by. But squeaking is better than dying.
Yep. This gets discarded.
But doctors never die.
Move my Tardis. No, they don't even fade away.
No, they just change.
And gain 1 sonic screwdriver token.
Okay, back to 2.
He gets promoted. And I'm going to play the special delivery finish event card.
Okay.
Search the timey-wimey deck for an equipment card, then add it to your hand. So that gets discarded. I have to pay a sonic screwdriver token that I now have. And I get to look for an equipment card.
So Andy's going to search the deck for something hopefully good. What I'm already enjoying about this game is that the rounds seem to be moving pretty quickly. even for first time playing, I'm finding this to be going fairly quickly. That's not saying, though, that these evil Daleks are not going to help us out at all, especially if they land on those time anomalies. I am afraid if they land on a time anomaly. I will not kid you. I am afraid of that. And something tells me it's geared for them to land on those.
And I ended up with a rainbow shirt.
Who doesn't like a rainbow shirt?
Well, he doesn't have his rainbow scarf, so he's going for a shirt. It'd be more beneficial if I happen to be playing the 13th Doctor instead of the 4th, but hey, I still get to re-roll 1 black die.
Okay.
Now my turn is done, and it's your turn, Robert.
And a re-roll is always good. Let's see where I'm going.
First, prepare phase. Sonic screwdrivers.
Oh yeah, I got to get 2 of them tokens up here right now.
They're useful.
There you go.
You can discard companions, so if you wanted to get rid of Angstrom, so you have space to try to recruit a new one, you may. Because she doesn't give you a die, although she does give you rerolls.
Yeah, and those rerolls are going to come in handy. I'm going to stand pat with what I got here.
Okay. In that case, then it is travel.
All right, let's see what we got.
Okay, now you get to choose.
Oh.
So you may draw a new one if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may go to any location that has a dilemma.
Well, I'm on a dilemma, but I can go to one that has a dilemma.
Yeah, I mean, you may go to any of the spots on Earth. You can go to any of these locations. Nope, the TARDIS never moves. It's your figure.
I say we push our luck, Andy.
Yeah, push our luck. Get a failure in here.
We're going to go to that dilemma.
Okay, so.
What does it say? Ooh.
Ribbons. It would be a time breach. Fail. Lose all sonic charge tokens, then move your TARDIS back 2 spaces.
Well,
yeah, at least it doesn't move the Dalek forward.
Right. True.
But if you succeed, remove 1 Dalek token or move the Dalek ship back 2 squares.
Oh, and that would be back to here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so now the adventure phase. You can't recruit a companion.
Nope.
So build your dice pool.
Okay, so I get 4 black right off the get-go just for being me.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a blue die just for being me. Rory is going to give me a blue die just for being me.
Mm-hmm.
And then these allow rerolls, and she gets a green die.
Right.
And that gives me 7. And all right, so now I'm going to roll.
You don't necessarily need to roll right away. You may swap out a black die. Well, 2 black die because you have red and green choices. And you can also swap out for a blue.
We only need, what, 2?
So you need 2, well, I mean, 2 blue are going to be beneficial here.
Right.
2 red are going to be beneficial here. You don't have any red.
No.
So you can swap out black die with Amy Pond and Angstrom. You can get a red die for each one by swapping out a black die.
Right, let's do 1 red. And then here I could swap out for a green die, right?
Yeah, if you want. Although for her, I would swap out for the red, because with Rory, you can swap out for a green.
Okay, so let's do 1 red, swap out with Rory for a green, and that's just going to give us a little bit.
Because that gives you the 2 green, the 2 red, and the 2 blue.
Right, and then hopefully this will help us out.
Yep.
All right, so now I got to roll. I got to roll, Andy. All right. So,
okay.
Got a chevron and a fist.
Oh. So you need the blue one can go
there, and then okay. While with the 11th Doctor, I can change a green one to this symbol.
That doesn't require you to be with the doctor because it's up top, but the one below is you can re-roll the green with the 11th Doctor. You're better off using the ability to change it to the text.
Yeah,
the story box.
So we're going to move this to that.
And that just gets put there.
And then, okay, so I can...
You can re-roll a green and a red with Angstrom.
Okay, so that's red.
And then you can re-roll the blue with Rory.
And now we have to hope for
2 atoms.
2 atoms. That's going to be hard. Because there's no atoms on the red die.
Well,
But
the other thing you could do is, well, yeah, okay. With that, you get to re-roll 2 black die, so you'll be able to re-roll the black die. This is a blue.
mm-hmm.
You could, although you need, yeah, I don't know if there are any of those fists on here. Yeah, you really need the black die to come through for you.
Yeah. This might be our first loss.
Might be.
And it is.
Nope.
I get that.
Sonic screwdrivers.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. And spend 2 to re-roll, or I can just do 3 to get it to my symbol of choice. Let me think. I'm spending 3.
That one's going to be an atom.
Yep. Success!
Success.
Huzzah! All right, so what did we get?
Remove 1 Dalek token, or move the Dalek ship back 2 squares.
I think we want to get rid of them. What do you think?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and you have no companions to promote.
Right, which I don't mind. They seem to be working quite well for me right now.
Yep.
All right.
And then the last step will be the Dalek turn. So, deja vu.
Good. But we get better than here.
Well, better than here or here.
Yes. If we can keep him here, then we only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps to go, and we would declare a victory hopefully.
Yep. And that's the end of round 2.
And he just stays here.
Yeah.
Because
he's not actually on the track.
The track. This is the guy that's going and doing things. These are what's important. We want to get these
to Gallifrey.
So that's 2 rounds we have gone through.
Wash, rinse, and repeat.
We're gonna end the video here because you guys have got a good idea how this game is going. So far, I am pretty pleased with the mechanics. I'm pretty pleased with how it works. Definitely buy this game. It's gonna be fun. I'm enjoying it already, and we're not into knowing mechanics really well yet or anything like that. But just from what we've played through with the directions and everything, this is a winner. Definitely a winner. Gale Force 9, of course, you did it again. So,
and, if you can't handle playing with one of the doctors that comes with the base game,
you could also play
you can
one
buy
of
the reasonably priced expansions.
Or one of the expansions. Or one of the expansions. Or...
Yeah, if you want to add some more fun, not really the doctors themselves, those will be companions.
So, we went to the store, things happened, mistakes were made.
I wouldn't call them mistakes.
No. So, as you can see, we have a ton of stuff. You'll get to see it eventually at some point in some time. We're going to say so long for now. Andy, your thoughts on the game?
I like it. I like the simple mechanics. I like that the boards are not too busy, so you can actually read what's out there. It does take a good sized space to play, but what board game doesn't? So I like it. I recommend it.
So next video that you guys will find from Doctor Who will be a complete total playthrough where Andy and I start at the very beginning, work our way through, hopefully don't die along the way. And until that time, see ya!